Hello, this is Surviving My Life with Linda. I'm Linda, and today we're going to do makeup. I've already prepped my face, and in doing so, I'm going to show you the items I use. This is my very first video on YouTube. So all the products that I use, I'm not in relation to any products. They're just things that I like to use and things that I purchase. So when I'm doing my before makeup and my good night makeup routine, my facial routine, this is what I use. So this is the Clean Pore Clear Pore Oil Eliminating Astringent by Neutrogena. Then I also use a L'Oreal Hydro-Fresh Toner. And then I use the True Skin Eye Gel. I like it because I have bags. I'm 53 years old. So I have these, and this right here is like a fatty deposit. I don't know how I got that, but when I use the eye gel, if you put it on, it's kind of tacky, and as it dries, you can push it and it kind of makes it go away a little bit. I didn't do it so well this time. Then I use this dark, it's just called Dark Circles. I don't know who particularly makes it. And then I do Revitalift. My light's up there, so my Revitalift moisturizer. And then I put on my baby skin because I have the large pores on my nose, so I want to try and get those. I try to cover them up. So I usually put a large coat on and I let it dry to try and get it to soak up and then soften the face. Okay, so we're going to start with the makeup. I use my new bottle. So I use L'Oreal 220. It's creamy natural. I like my L'Oreal. My CoverGirl, I mean. I've always wore CoverGirl my whole life. This has been my only makeup I've ever wore ever since I've started wearing makeup. Has been CoverGirl. I take a small amount and I like to dab it. I got a mirror right behind my phone, so I like to dab it under my eyes. I use it as a concealer, and I like to put it down on my I call them my Marriott lines. I put it underneath my chin because I'm going to put contour in there, so this part I want to be light. And then I put a dot. I got a couple of freckles up there. And then what extra I have left, I put under here. So this is what I look like. I'm all dotted up. And since this is my first video, my channel is Surviving My Life. I've been through a lot of things in my life. I like to use my hands. I do have a sponge, but I like to use my hands. The Surviving My Life channel is going to be about things that happen in life. I suffer from mental illnesses. I have depression, but I don't have regular, I don't have regular depression because it's a complicated bereavement. I've had a lot of people in my life that has passed away, and I have a hard time, learning how to deal with it. I've been in counseling for many years, and I go see a shrink, and I take medication, and then I found out back in 2017 that I also have physical issues. I lost all this weight. I was so proud of myself because I've always been a larger girl. And I lost all this weight one time 10 years ago when I had my daughter. I have this disease called Graves, and it's a genetic disorder, they said. Anyway, I like to pat when I put on my makeup instead of rub because it causes wrinkles when you rub, so you pat. And it helps go into the little dots that you have if your skin isn't perfect, the fine lines. Anyway, so they found out that I had Graves. It was brought on by stress. I took care of my father on hospice until he passed away. So I had a lot of stress, and my mom lived here, and then after he passed away, she wasn't, you've been married for 40, I think my dad passed away when I was 40 years old. So they was married my whole life. So they was married for 41 years. And, so she really missed him when he was gone. So she cried a lot. And I used to always say, Mom, why are you crying so much? I got Kaylin. I finally had my daughter. I was 42 when I had my child. I had a couple of miscarriages in 2000 and 2004. So I never really thought that I would be able to have kids. And I found out that I had Graves after my father died. And they decided that they was going to do surgery on me right here and remove it because mine was the largest they'd ever seen. It was 6 times larger than any thyroid, and it was producing 600 times the amount of hormones. And your thyroid, is like your brain filter, I guess. Everything goes through your thyroid. So now that it's gone, I am like really emotional. I cry a lot. I get angry a lot. I'm happy, so I go through a wide variety of emotions. So my channel, I want to talk about physical illnesses. I want to talk about mental health. Mental health is really strong in this day and age. There's a lot of problems with mental health. I'm sitting here in my nightgown, so I do apologize. It says, due to unfortunate circumstances, I am awake. So I'm doing this right before bedtime, actually. So anyway, mental illness is a very, very hard issue to deal with here in America today. So I want to talk about that. I was in an abusive relationship where my husband was an alcoholic and he used to beat me. Okay, and I'm the youngest of 7 kids and the only child, so I'm kind of like a baby, I kind of got my way about everything, so kind of spoiled brat, kind of think everything's got to be done my way, let's see what else. Oh, I am married, okay. My first husband was killed, and unfortunately, I live in the house where I was raised, which is awesome to most people, but I also took care of my parents here in this house when they passed away and died. So this house has a lot of memories, and when we were little, my dad was a hard ass, so, I remember some of the whippings that was got in this house. And then I took care of them until they died. So I have a lot of mixed memories here. I lived here with my first husband, and unfortunately, we wasn't getting along, and I was filing for divorce, and he was staying down at a friend of his house, and they happened to be drinking. And they got in a fight, and the guy killed him. And the guy didn't get in trouble. He got 2 assault charges, assault and battery on him. He didn't even get murder on him. He got 2 charges of assault and battery. So that kind of didn't sit right with none of the family. which, you know, that was some bullshit. Sorry for cussing. I do cuss and I do apologize. But I have a daughter. She's 10 years old. So I want to be, this is Counter. I'm just sitting here putting this makeup on and not even talking. This, I really don't know. It's LA Colors. It's a really light, my nose. A really light concealer. So then I take the contour, which is by Wet n Wild. Most of my products are e.l.f., Wet n Wild, CoverGirl, L'Oreal. I do have some Maybelline, Wet n Wild, LA Colors, CoverGirl, Maybelline, Neutrogena, L'Oreal. Things you can buy at Walmart. Walmart is my favorite store. It really is. I buy all my stuff at Walmart. Some things I buy on Amazon, but I like Walmart. Anyway, I don't like my big nose. And as you can see, if I get really close, you can see, since I ain't rubbed it in all the, well, you probably can't, but I can see it in my mirror. It's got all these pore dots on my nose to where you can see that I have large pores. And if anybody knows how to get rid of them suckers, I would greatly appreciate it, because I cannot. I mean, I have tried everything to get rid of them, and I can't seem to do so. Okay, so what else? I live in Indianapolis, home of the Indy 500. That's a really cool thing. I'm going to use my fingers again. Usually I'd use a sponge, but like I said, I use my fingers too. So we're going to talk about children. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about makeup. I cut my own hair. I color my own hair. I do my own nails, which you can't really tell because I took them off. But I have acrylic nails. I have gel nails. I just bought them poly gel nails. And I did one video live on my YouTube, or on my Facebook, which is Linda McDaniel Roy. I might have to figure out how to link the two to my YouTube channel, because like I said, I'm new at this, and I'm 53, so I'm not really tech savvy. It's been like 30 some odd years since I went to school, and computers wasn't there when I went. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about things that matter to people, about things that are happening today. People have different opinions, and, you know, this is really bad, but my mom always said opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. Some of them stink, some of them don't. Most of them stink. They all stink, in my opinion. And so I want to know how you feel about things. I'm not a political person. I try not to watch news. My husband, now he may do some on here with me. He is my total opposite. Dude watches every news channel there is. He has got to be up to date on everything. He is a Trumper. I did not vote, so I cannot say anything, and please do not yell at me for not voting. But Tweedledee and Tweedledum just was not in my book this year. And I have a theory on religion, government, and everything else, and so does everybody, and you really shouldn't get into it unless you really want to get into it, and I don't. So we're going to stay away from those subjects. Okay, so this is the contour. You can barely see that it's on. I don't know, my light could be too bright because I don't have my ring yet that I ordered. But so we have the contour on. I notice a lot of people on YouTube always do their eyes first. They always do their eyes and then they do their skin. I'm back asswards. I do my skin and my eyes are the very last thing I do. So, I have my contour. I need to keep out my eyeliner. That's an Avon one. We'll do a brown eyeliner instead of a black, instead of making it so drastic. Okay, so now we're going to do the contour and I use this brush. I have no idea what these brushes are. I bought them, I believe I bought them through Walmart. I just liked them, wanted them, so I bought them. So I got this translucent powder. It's 001 translucent, and I believe it's a Rimmel Stay Matte. You can't hardly see it, but I think it's Rimmel Stay Matte. Anyway, so I just tap it in, and I just tap it. I don't put it all over as in I need coverage. I just want it basically to touch all the wet spots and dry them a little bit. Kind of set the foundation before I go on and set the foundation and all that other stuff. So we may use that, so we leave that out. Then we go for our e.l.f. I love my e.l.f. And this is the contour power. We go from here to here, and we use this brush. It is an e.l.f. brush. I couldn't tell you what one it is, but it's e.l.f. and it's shaped like this, and it's blunt. Excuse me. Anyway, so I tap it in the light, tap it in the medium, tap it right below the cheekbone. Then I run it up. Being my first video and talking, there's a lot of, there's no one here to talk to, so I'm talking to myself. And I just want to tell you what the channel is going to be about, in case you want to get on there and talk. I will try to answer everything that I can. You get negative opinions, then that's your opinion. I've been through a lot in my life. I've lost my husband, my brother. I've lost my mother, my father, my husband, my brother, my two brothers, my nephew, my great-nephew, my grandmother, my grandfathers, my aunts, uncles. So, my mom didn't have me until she was older in life, so I didn't get a lot of chance with my grandparents or my aunts and uncles because they was already older, living in other places. But I have met some. I did an ancestry, and it showed me where some of them are, and I can't really get why they do it, but some people on there, even though they know that you're related, that's the only reason that you're contacting them is because Ancestry said you were related. You also put it on your jawline, almost forgot. And so you call them and you text them and you say, look, this is, we were related, and I'm just curious to know how, because I don't know a lot of people on my father's side, and I would like to, be able to know who they are. My dad never knew him. My dad's dad died when he was 6 months old, so he never really knew him. So, it's going to be about family ancestry, where you come from. You wouldn't believe where you come from. I thought, my parents come up from the South. My dad's from Alabama. My mom's from Kentucky. I always thought she had Indian in her. That's what we was always told. She had a little bit of Indian in her, but hell, I guess we all got Indian in us. But come to find out, I have absolutely no Indian in me. I am I am 60% English. So I am an English American, and I am 40% Scottish, and I am 3% Swedish, and 3% German, European, Germanic. I can't really remember what that was from, where that's located, but the thing shows that it's kind of, they're all in the same area. So I'm English. So from now on, I'm gonna write English American instead of Caucasian, because everybody else gets to put a place. I mean, black people love them, got nothing against them, but they get to write down African American, and they've never been to Africa. They was born here in America. Their ancestors are from Africa, so why can't I write English American? And I'm going to try that next time and see if somebody says something to me. Because it's true. I am more English than I am anything else. Almost 60%. Okay, so when you're shading, you don't really want it to tell. So you want to be able to shade it down. So I use the concealer, then I use the dry powder, then I do the liner, and I really try to hide my nostril area, but not too much of this area. I like to keep this area here kind of white. So I just want it blended. So you blend it down on the nostril. And see if it's straight. I figured I'd do a live, but they won't let you do a live on YouTube until you have 1,000 subscriptions. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. I need 1,000 subscriptions so I can do a live video. And you should be watching Surviving My Life with Linda, or Surviving My Life. And I'm Linda. Okay, so we're going to take the blending brush and we're just going to make sure all the little areas that we just hit with the contour is actually blended. You want to pull the contour back. I like to blend it back into my hair. Okay. So then we do a little bit of the I dropped one. A little bit of the blush. I don't know what color it is. It came in a little kit. So you just go along the top of the cheekbone right here. You go on the top and you do like a little apple, and you don't want it too much. So you just do a little apple, and you kind of pull it up. Gives you a little highlight. Okay, so after you do the what did I just do? Oh, after you do the highlighter, we're gonna do the I do everything back asswards. Everything. Okay, so this is the highlighter, and I love this highlighter. It is a Wet and Wild highlighting powder. Love that color. It's awesome. Okay, so we're doing our color. Highlight there. Highlight the nose, the chin, and the forehead. Now, this isn't supposed to look like a, major highlight, because you don't want to look like, your face is just all lit up. It's supposed to be like a little shine that just catches your eye as you're walking outside. It looks like the sun kissed your face. Okay. Now we're going to do the eyes. Make sure we get powder on them. Okay, so we get the face done. We don't put a lot. I don't put a lot of coverage on it. I do like to do this one thing that's really strange, and not all people may go for it. But I have this white eyeliner, and I usually put it on the outside, just right on the next to the tear duct, but on the outside of my eyes. And I like to put it right here. In my little V. I like my little V right here. It gets a little bit of white. And then I take my finger and I blend it in. So it looks like it's just a little highlight. Okay. So then we do my eyes. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to do nothing major. These are my Avon what colors? You can't really see them. This one's actually broke. The lid broke off. It's a light and a dark. So we're going to do, or should we do blue and pink? Let's do the pink. I love this color. It's also a Avon color. My sister sells Avon, of course. So it is a light pink. I love the light pink. So we're just going to get us some color on the brush. I like to tap it back into the pad so I don't waste. I start at the bottom. And I just try to put it on the whole lid itself. I go back and I pick up that part that I just tapped off and I retap. And I put that on. You can't hardly even tell it. Then I do the wiper, but it's really soft. I don't like to do the hard wipe on my eyes because, like I said, I'm 53 and I don't need the extra wrinkles. So I do it light. It's kind of like a shine. Go back, pick up the extra. And you go all the way up to the whole eyeball. And then you do your little sweeper motion. And you do it light. There's no pulling on the eye. Okay. Then you're going to take the dark brown that you had in this one. Do with my brush. The dark brown in this one. And we're gonna put it on with just a regular old elf brush. It's uh, it's a crease brush. Normally I'd be watching all these videos on YouTube, these live videos, but apparently I was going to do a live video and you have to have 1,000 subscribers. So if you like what I'm doing, keeping in mind I am 53. So if you like the makeup, if you want to have conversations about mental illnesses, depression, family, husbands that get on your every loving nerve, daughters that think they're grown. If you just want to get on here and vent or listen to me vent, because girl, I got some stuff to vent about. I stay home 90% of the time. I suffer from agoraphobia. And I think that's because I took care of my parents for so long and I never left the house. And then once your body gets used to doing stuff, it's really hard to get out of that frame of mind. And that's what I tell my doctors, and they're like, you've been in counseling this long, you shouldn't be in counseling this long. I have never in my life heard a doctor tell a person that, you don't need to be drawing or giving us your money. You're fine. You don't need to be giving us your money. We can't fix you. You're broke. And you just ain't never getting fixed. Well, I know I'm broke. I'm 53 years old. It's not like I'm stupid. But when you live through certain stuff, it's really hard. Like I said, I took care of my parents. My husband that I was going to divorce, you get your big britches on, and, he was an abusive alcoholic, so I thought I had my shit together, and I was going to start my life without the, headaches. I'd just found a good job, and I'd been working there for a while, so I decided to divorce him, and he got killed. His friend killed him. His friend killed him about, I don't know, maybe 8 blocks from my house. And you used to be able to drive down the street. It was just a clear street. We've lived here my whole life. And now they put up a stop sign. They just happened to put a stop sign right at the place where he was found, passed away, laying in someone's yard. Dude never got in trouble either. He got battery because they said my husband had, like I said, he was an alcoholic. So they said he had sclerosis, that alcohol disease, sclerosis of the liver, cirrhosis of the liver. And so they got the dude with 2 counts of battery. I'm like, yeah. Dude probably got his ass kicked several times when he ran across family members. Family members don't take kind to that when, which, hey, I wasn't around, so I have no clue. But I have heard the stories, and I don't really mind them. I think the dude deserved to get his ass kicked as many times. If I could kick his ass, I probably would have. Battery. He murdered my husband. Anyway, so I've had a brother and a nephew that committed suicide. I had a brother that was in prison for murder. I had an abusive alcoholic husband. I have a very kind husband now, but he is very I can't think of a good word. I just say it's a man thing. You know, he takes excellent care of me. I love the way he takes care of me. He's a very good man. However, he does have a tendency sometimes just to go a little bit overboard. Just a little bit. Because I am a Indiana girl, but I got me some Southern girl lungs. And if you think you're gonna out-talk me, it ain't gonna happen. Unless I just don't feel like arguing with you, and then I'm like, yeah, you're right. You are so totally right. I cannot believe how right you are. Sarcastic is my middle name. Linda Sarcastic. Because I guess my first husband broke me that shit. I tell Paul he gets the best part of me. Because before I was really bad. And now when I get mad, I just shut up. Because I know the words that you say you can't take back. And you guys need to remember that. The words that you say to people, something happens to them, there's no taking them words back. They eat you alive for your whole life. So, don't think them. Don't say them. And I catch myself still doing it because my daughter gets on my last every loving nerve, and so does my husband. I have one nerve, and I think they all found it, and they just swinging on it back and forth. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do my eyes no darker. I think I'm going to leave them like that. Okay. Now, this lady taught me a trick. Like I said, I've been watching Facebook videos or YouTube videos. Man, my hair is like, I apologize. You'll see it when it's all finished. But I've been watching these YouTube videos constantly. And this lady says that when you have older eyes like I do, you know, the bags, the sags, that you can't do a wing, that you can't go out this way, because then it just makes everything come down. You're supposed to go up. So we're going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to try it. So you take at the end of your eyebrow, and you go up. See that one better? And then bring it over. I can't really tell how far it goes out. I don't think it works there with my eyes. This one's hard to see because the light is like shining at me right in my eyeballs. So I'm gonna have to pull y'all up a little bit close and personal. Okay, so and I'm just taking it, I believe, to this part of my eye. This isn't going to be my favorite video. I'm going to have to figure out how to set that light so I can see, because I think this one is totally off. It looks so much thicker. I guess I'll just go ahead and find the whole eye. Like, I'm not good at them lines, them wings. And plus, like I said, I'm 53. I don't need them wings. I don't even know why I tried to do them. Now let's get my eye watering. They look the same. Let's hope they do. Okay, so we're gonna push back now. Bye, guys. Okay, so we're gonna get this dead piece of tissue I have here, because my eyes, if you can tell, they're starting to tear up. I've done made myself cry. So anyway, back to my channel. We're going to be talking about anything. So, I mean, you guys can give me suggestions on what you want to talk about, because I'm telling you, out of my lifetime, I've lived a lot. I've never left. I'm not a traveler, but I have been through a lot of stuff. I've had everything. I have gay people in my family. I have I don't have mixed people in my family, but I do have mixed people in my in-laws. And they are beautifully, lovely, awesome people. One little baby girl, I won't say her name, but she is a doll. And I can remember holding her mama when she was her age. And that's my first husband's sister, or niece. And her daughter is just a beautiful little girl. More than likely, I hear my dog out there whining, so my husband may walk through. He is one we definitely will be talking about. He is my total opposite. I don't know why we got married. Here he comes. He likes to listen to his phone, so he has his earbuds in, listening to his YouTube. More than likely, he's listening to news, or he's into those manly shows, you know, where they go and fishing and hunting, and he's on this ginseng kick, because my family lives in Pineville, Kentucky, and Middlesboro, Kentucky. And that show where they go looking for ginseng is in Middlesboro, Kentucky. Okay, what do we gotta do now? Oh, we gotta do mascara. Now I'm old school. I like me an eyelash curler. Okay, we're at the 45-minute mark. It does take an hour to do my makeup. My husband's always bitching at me. I did a really light coat on my eyes. And I do the light coat on there because I wanted to hold the curl better. My eyes are watering. I don't know why they water. I'm gonna have to do makeup one day and see if they don't water, because they always seem to water when I do makeup. Okay, so then you take your curler and you put your eye lash into the curler. You push up. I like to count it for 10, and then you roll it up this way, and I like to hold it for 10. Now when I take it off, I open it up and I slowly take my lashes out of it. Then we're going to do this side. I hate this light. I don't know why it's so... Maybe that's better. So bright. Uh-oh. I got a tear falling. Take me off the next. And get my eye cleaned up. Well, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do my under eye powder. My sheer powder. I love the way this makes my skin feel. And these brushes are so soft. They remind me of rabbit fur. You know, like the little rabbits we used to carry, rabbit foot you used to carry around in your pocket when you was, well, y'all didn't, but we did sometimes. But you just put it under there. It doesn't add no color. Okay. I'm going to add a little more blush. Okay, then we gotta do my eyes again. Yes, I know I'm close. So I'm looking in the mirror behind y'all. We're not doing it a whole bunch because we're gonna we'll do that one. Then we're gonna do the liner or the curler again. So you put your eye in the curler. Sometimes it takes a couple tries because I pinch my eyeball and I just do not like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you lift it up. One tough squeeze, and then you're gonna release and slowly pull it away. Then you have this eyeliner brush that came with the kit, and you spread them out. Okay, I do the other one. I like my down here to be the longest. Okay. And the eye's starting to water again. Yeah, stop doing that. It's giving me wrinkles there. Yeah, I can't remember if we did the eye thing, so now we're going to do it again if we did. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly release. Take the brush. Got a spot. Blend it in. Take these. Hold on just a second. Let the dog in, Kaylin. And then we put our last coat. When you do the last coat, you want to do the tips. The first coat, you kind of get the base. You want to wiggle at the base to pull your eyes up. The second coat, you want to get the middle of your eye. And oh my goodness, I did a major boo-boo there. So we're going to take, and it's gone. Now I'll touch that up with some eyeshadow. But we're just doing the tips. That's it. Well, this looks like I'm doing the back. But I like these to come up. Sorry, having a problem with this one. Okay. That's all we're doing to the eyes. And then we're going to do our lips. We do minor with our lips. But I do a cool trick with my eyeshadow on my lips. So we take this, it's from Shany, and we line. A lot of people go in circles and get rid of that. I like my V, so I make my V pronounced. Some people do a circle. I like my tips. And then I go right on the outside. And I don't go all the way to the corner. Right on the outside. Not all the way to the corner. Not all the way in the corner. Yes, I do find it easier for me to move my head than my hand. Okay, lip liner. Okay. Eyes watering once again. If anybody knows why this happens, if you could let me know, I'd greatly appreciate it. I mean, none of my makeup is that old, so I don't really understand why it's making my eyes water. Maybe I got something in it. Okay, so then after I do the lip liner, I take it's a regular old lipstick color. It's kind of like a pinkish. And I don't like to rub it, I pat it. Okay, so then I take my my gloss. And I don't put too much on because I'm going to get rid of the gloss. So I just want to make it shiny for a second. Nothing on the teeth. It's all lined. Then we're going to take our highlighter gloss that we had put on our eyes earlier. Our golden highlight. Oh, my eyes watered. But I take my finger and I put a dot in each corner of my eye. Why, I have no idea. And then I take it and I put it on my lip. too bright for me on that part. So we take our paper, we go back with our liner brush, and then we're going to take and we're going to clean out the eye again, because sometimes it is leaking. But this is the makeup. Oh, hair. Hair is just being pulled out from headband. And that is my makeup for today. So if you have any hints, any clues, or any special tips you'd like to give me, I'd greatly appreciate it. I still have these bags. I wish I had the money to have an eye lift. I still have the bags under my eyes, so if you know how to get rid of those, I'd appreciate you telling me. If you think I did a good job, please give me a message down below and I will send you a message back. And I want to thank you once again for watching Surviving My Life. And I'm Linda, the owner, creator, and operator of this channel. Thank you and have a blessed day. Goodbye.